All right, everyone. Mark Collette and a few others were talking about this and saying basically, oh, why is the free speech crowd not talking about this issue? Well, I'll take up your challenge. I'll talk about it, and I'll give you the same rational explanation as a minarchist that I give for Tommy Robinson or that I give for Bill Maher for that manner. They're saying, oh, Bill Maher should be canned because, look, he had a picture of Donald Trump next to an orange-haired orangutan. I don't think he should be fired for that. I don't give a fuck. People need to stop pretending to be morally offended to make a political point. By the way, the right wing is totally wrong when it does this. When people on the right say, well, Bill Maher did it, so he should be kicked off. No, what you should be arguing is Roseanne shouldn't be kicked off. Because who fucking cares? She makes a tweet about Valerie Jarrett, an appointed official from yesteryear from the Obama admin. By the way, Roseanne is being dumb. She's being wrong when she's trying to say, well, I was on Ambien, and I thought that Valerie Jarrett was Jewish like I am, so I wasn't trying to be racist. I was just drugged up. Stop apologizing. Don't even talk about it. You're prolonging your suffering by doing so. So don't even bother. This is the case of Alison Chabloz. I think I'm actually saying that correctly. In prison now in the UK for posting unkind, bigoted songs on YouTube. Now, here's the thing. If you do this in the US, you can't go to prison for it. Unless if you're targeting an individual, you might get in prison for harassment if it's systemic. But if you're just generally being bigoted, you have an I hate, insert race or gender or whatever here song, you can't go to prison for it. You can get kicked off YouTube or get put in limited state or get deplatformed off Patreon or something as a result of what you're posting. By the way, I'm not even fully comfortable with private entities if they're monolithic making such decisions either. I think it should be like a public utility. Now, I take up the line of liberals 10 years ago, like the band Cheap Sex. If you're offended, turn it off. That's basically what I say. No one's forcing you to watch the fucking video. So turn it off. Do a write-up about how horrible it is, but companies don't need to deplatform anyone. She's been in prison because over there you can get thrown in prison, though, for having the wrong opinions. Now, condemnable and bigoted as you may think it is, why should a state be able to punish a person for their opinions, especially within the realm of music? My goodness, look at every other rap song that was popular 10 years ago and the sort of things it says about women and how many N-words they drop. So why is that not banned in the UK? Are rappers in the UK allowed to act or to speak freely? Apparently not. Apparently the UK doesn't even have regulated speech. It just has no speech. You're going to get to the point where you have one of two societies in parts of the Western world. A society of silence in which people fear speaking out against injustice the same as they do speaking out about their opinions, unless they're absolutely confirmed to be part of the norm. Or a society in which people can speak and be free, but the caveat to that is, yes, occasionally you're going to get a hateful individual. Which one do you think I prefer? The latter, and I'll tell you why. If you have a US-style situation, I can debate someone on the alt-right. I'm not going to get thrown in prison for quoting them or paraphrasing them or something, and then it gets taken out of context and the bobbies come and drag me off to a cell. Oh, why did you say this? Well, I was quoting Richard Spencer. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if you were quoting him. Basically an opportunity, an excuse for them to smack down political dissidents that aren't even hateful. They might be against hate completely, but unfortunately they made the mistake of talking about the situation. It's like with the Tommy Robinson stuff. They've removed the press ban now, but for a few days, people in the UK couldn't even talk about it, really. Oh yeah, let me give you my opinion on the case that I can't talk about, literally about the person I can't name because, Her Majesty has determined it's unacceptable through an unelected magistrate or whatever bullshit happens in the legal system over there. And they finally rescinded the press ban. You know that the reason they did that is because of public pressure. We kept up pressure from both sides of the pond, mostly over here, I think. People in the UK couldn't even use the name Tommy Robinson until yesterday. Little bit of a problem now, isn't it? Sargon says, I'm not talking about it. Now he's free to, by the way. You should weigh in on it and how dumb the UK's government really is. I don't think Alison Chabloz should be in prison, no. I don't care if she released bigoted songs. Okay, tell YouTube to take her down. Lean on you, it's already going to do that anyway. There you go, problem solved. Song's not there. No one can be offended by it. Oh, she put it on a private website. So? Who cares? Don't go to the fucking website. That's how people should be operating. Look, I'm telling you, people on the left are going to wish that they never opened the can of worms of authoritarian state-level censorship of speech. You're going to wish you hadn't done that. It's going to happen. Heed the warning of all of human history. When you weaponize government against certain ideologies or groups of people, look, who is outside of the mainstream shifts over time. What happens when you're outside of the mainstream? Oh, this person, this liberal talking point you are spouting is too close to communism. 6 months in the rock quarry, says Her Majesty. You know, or Zier's Majesty by that point, I guess. No, that would be a little bit of a problem. So yes, I absolutely do think that Alison Chabloz shouldn't be in prison. I can understand why people in the UK aren't going to talk about it too much. They'd probably get thrown in prison. You have a society of silence. You have a society of people who, beyond simply being censored, they're so afraid of being censored, of being lambasted, of being thrown in jail, of losing their jobs. They get deplatformed. They lose source of their income. Their family disowns them or whatever. That's such a terrible society. It's not a civilized society. That's not the Western idea. The Western idea is, hey, we can talk about things. We can have discussion. People should be able to have the opinions that they have. Did you victimize someone? Did Chabloz come out and put her guitar over somebody's head for being, of a different skin color than her? No? Then there's no victim, right? No property was damaged. Nobody got stabbed. She didn't incite violence. Some people in the UK keep bringing up radical clerics, and people on the right are the ones doing this. Well, Sticks, you have to have some restrictions on speech. What about radical clerics calling for violence? If it is a credible threat or a literal incitement, yeah, they should be in prison. Religion shouldn't be able to shield them. Did that actually happen? In most cases, looking at transcripts of what's being said, it's not. It's close to it. It definitely is a dog whistle. It straddles the line. You can't just start taking everything in a potential gray area and putting people in prison. That's exactly what the lamestream media here. Now, they can't throw me in prison for my libertarian views, but they can defame me. Oh, this person claims to be a libertarian, but he platformed Richard Spencer. He went on Richard Spencer's podcast, therefore he's an enabler of hate. You see how they do it? They just want to repeat a lie often enough so that people just assume it's true. People on the authoritarian alt-left already do. I see all the time on Twitter people who are part of this, general socialistic, communistic echo chamber, people with Karl Marx avatars, people with hammer and sickle or hashtag resist, in their username. I see these people all the time repeating the same bullshit that they've been fed by BuzzFeed or Right Wing Watch about me. Now, it doesn't go further than that because it just boils down to partisan goofballness. Most people at this point don't trust BuzzFeed. If BuzzFeed says you're bad, 80% of the population is going to think you're cool. So, I'll take it. Thanks, BuzzFeed. Thank you for the kind endorsement of my platform being sane, of me not being filled with hate, because you quite clearly are. As far as Chabloz goes, it doesn't matter if this individual's a bigot or a racist. People say, oh, Tommy Robinson is a bigot. Okay, what does that have to do with him being mistreated by the UK's legal system? We're not talking about people are offended. Somebody said, get off the sidewalk, evil Nazi or something, somebody spit on him. We're talking about a government legally suppressing individuals because of their views. That's where we must draw the line. I'm even uncomfortable with big tech firms cracking down on this stuff. At this point, it's becoming a problem with human communication at large. The U.S. government needs to step in and regulate these groups as utilities. Now, the regulation should be as hands-off and scant as possible. They should be able to have total autonomy with the exception of you can't kick people off just for being offensive. If other people don't like it, they'll turn it off. They won't watch it. That's what we need. That's exactly what we need. That's about all. Peace out.